Representative Van Orden, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Topping, there are very few occasions where Mr. Takano and I agree. This is one of them. How big is your staff? Is it more than one?
Sir, to support me on this, I have two.
Okay, well, I have one. And he goes by Dutch. His real name is Clark. He puts together these awesome binders for me. It's got everybody's bios and stuff in there and everything. And then this morning, he had to hand me this. You know what this is? This is your testimony. This should be in here, but it's not because you didn't provide it until last night. And we're not putting up with that. It does not matter who is in the White House. Secretary Collins, I think, is awesome. He's doing great. I love Donald Trump. But we're not going to put up with that, period. We're just never do that again. It's unacceptable. And I agree with Mr. Takano on this. I also agree with Mr. McGarvey, who went out skateboarding or something right now, about this vertical integration of insurance companies. Okay, so here's the issue. I think I'm the only member of this committee that's actually used community care. So I get all my health care through the VA system, and community care is part of the VA system. It is. And I've had, tremendous experiences with community care for like dental stuff and orthopedics because I'm old and whatnot. But here's what I hear from my veterans. The bureaucracy at the VA tries to slow roll community care. And one of the things that they've come up with is very innovative. You're within like 45 minutes. You're supposed to go to the VA if you're outside of the 45 minutes. They've created all these CPOCs everywhere so that more and more people are within this 45-minute radius. So then they don't have to be referred to community care. And we're talking about, it's 1, 2, 3, 6. It's a 1 with 12 zeros after it is what we're talking about. I really am interested to know how much of this, 1 with 12 zeros behind it, the VA is going to be spending to create these CPOCs to, in my opinion, intentionally exclude the veterans' ability to seek community care. And I know you don't have that answer. I'm not going to punk you here. I know you don't have that answer. But we need to have that answer. And as my colleague, Mr. McGarvey said, this ain't about the VA, dude. It's not about the bureaucracy, it's about the veteran. And if our veterans are not getting timely, high-quality health care, there's a problem when we're talking about spending $1 trillion on this. So I want to implore you, I will implore you, to make sure that you're focusing $1 trillion to make sure that our veterans' health care is 1 trillion times better. Not that we create 1 trillion more bureaucratic positions. What is the average time from the request for health care that is unavailable at the VA to the point where the veteran is referred to and treated in the community care system?
Representative, there's a range of times depending on location, and those range all the way from 4 days up to 54 days, depending on where it is and what the service is.
Okay. Do you think that a veteran waiting 54 days to get health care is acceptable?
I do not.
Okay, then how are we fixing that, sir?
Through the proposal around next gen and how we intend to bid and run this program. And sir, I want to go back to one of the points I think you made that's critical about CBOX and referrals into community care. I think that's incredibly important. Number one, Secretary Collins has made clear we are investing in infrastructure, we are opening facilities, and that is so that there is more direct care capacity for veterans. Absolutely, we are doing that. But the other thing that Secretary Collins said is we are very well aware that in the last administration, bureaucratic impediments were thrown up to prevent veterans from going to the community if they wanted to, even if it was a continuity of care issue.
I experienced that firsthand.
And so what Secretary Collins introduced last spring is the best medical interest. Best medical interest allows the veteran with the provider, not the bureaucrat, not the referral, but the provider and the veteran to make the determine whether the veteran should go to the community. And so then best medical interest allows that, sir.
What percentage of veterans that should be eligible for community care are turned down or pushed into the more than 50-day window?
Sir, I'll have to take that and bring you back that data.
I would really appreciate that answer. So listen, man, I got a tremendous amount of confidence in Doug. I mean, he's a personal friend of mine. He's a chaplain. He's a good man. He's a veteran. I know that you served in the Army. Sorry about that. Mike is right. But we expect we don't expect good things from you. We expect great things from you, and we will hold you accountable regardless of who is in the White House. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Very well, I yield back.